What are the United States and Israel trying to accomplish by bombing Iran? When it comes to Middle Eastern politics, Israel is an extension of the United States. Like, the United States dictates what does and does not happen, so the idea that the US isn't involved is a joke. Trump wasn't just made aware that Israel was going to attack Iran, he actually approved that request, even though they were in the middle of treaty negotiations with Iran. The number one preferred outcome and strategic goal for the United States and Israel when it comes to Iran is regime change. They want this current government gone. And don't get me wrong, most people want this government gone as well, including myself. This is a religious fundamentalist regime that is deeply oppressive to Iranians, particularly women. But the United States and Israel don't give a raging shit about the Iranian people. They just want to do regime change for their own strategic goals in the region. Strategic goals that the current Iranian government has the power to antagonize and oppose, which they basically have been doing. And you know the drill with the United States and foreign governments. It's either get in line with what they want or you've got to go. But nowadays, regime change is really hard to do, particularly after the war on terror and the age of information. There is just no public support for this kind of thing because people know what's up and they don't want stupid wars. And that's the biggest reason why Obama negotiated a nuclear treaty with Iran in the first place, because he kind of understood that this was the best situation he was going to get. Nobody would have wanted a war. Anyway, regime change, very hard. That's why we're doing option number 2 currently, which is testing the waters. What you are watching on your TV right now is option number 2 unfolding, which is Trump having approved Israel to go bomb Iran and this back and forth bombing going on to see how far they can push Iran. They want to see how far Iran will go to retaliate. They're trying to see how many of Iran's nuclear facilities Israel can destroy on its own. They're trying to see if the Iranian people will revolt against their own government. They're trying to see how Iran will react to the United States kind of hinting that they're more or less so going to get involved in this war very soon. And then the actual least desired option for the United States and Israel is to go and sign a nuclear treaty with Iran. But if the United States doesn't sign a new nuclear treaty with Iran, Iran can just go and develop nuclear weapons, which is why that's the worst case scenario. But for the United States and Israel, signing a treaty with Iran for Iran not to develop nuclear weapons is also really not a great thing. Why? Because it would normalize relations with Iran and the rest of the world. Like, Iran would be seen as less of a threat and sanctions would be lifted. So Iran would have the capability to strengthen economically, which also makes it a threat. Because so far, the only way that the United States has been able to weaken Iran is through economic sanctions and basically making it the enemy of all the rich, powerful Western states, and through a PR campaign of making Iran basically a pariah state, which the Iranian regime very much helps with, being a religious, fundamentalist, completely oppressive government. There are decades where nothing happens and weeks where decades happen. And as we speak right now, Trump has told Tehran, a city of 10 million people, to evacuate, pointing to the likelihood that shit is about to go down and more innocent civilians are going to be killed. So you need to stay sharp and make sure that your consent is not manufactured to enter this war.